Hotel Echo Lima, Lima Oscar. It's good evening from Southeast London, England, from your host, your guy himself, the one and only and truly DLG repping, otherwise short for Dele London Guna, space Romeo Echo Papa Papa Indigo November. So, welcome to another Premier League roundup for myself. Um, doing it from home, of course. Otherwise, allow me to say good morning to you guys. Could you be at a job interview? Could you be at work? Or are you on your holidays? Or allow me to say good afternoon to you guys, whether you are enjoying a walk in the beach or sunbathing. You football fans could be at a pub enjoying your lunchtime dinner. Or allow me to say good night and rest well. And when you wake up, you realize it's going to be a new day, as it's always a new day, every day. Other than that, I'm going to be going through all the weekend's games from the 10 fixtures in the Premier League. But before I do that, yeah, show me love, joy, and respect, and smash the thumbs up like button for me, yeah. Do that in abundance, yeah. Show me love, joy, and show me love, joy, and respect by sharing this channel among virally all over the world, especially amongst your friends and your relatives. And if you're watching my show, my live stream content for the first time, yeah, or watching me for the first time, welcome on board. Just make sure that you share this channel amongst your friends and relatives, and tell them to share this content, yeah, amongst their friends and relatives, yeah. On top of that, yeah, if you want to talk about a certain game that you were at, if you support the home team, the away team, or you're just a neutral at any venue in the Premier League, leave your thoughts of the game, your opinion, etc., all in the comment section below. And as far as I'm concerned, my comment section is for positive feedback only. So keep it nice, but very respectful, yeah? Otherwise, yeah, I'll have to put you on timeout if you say naughty stuff, or if you get rude, I'll lock you off straight up. That being said, last but not least, subscribe to the channel. And speaking of subscribing, one person that's just subscribed, shout out to yourself. Remember, if you do subscribe, I shout you out with love, joy, and respect. So massive shout out to yourself, sir, madam. I don't care what race you are, your religious background, your culture, etc. You're a new subscriber to my channel, and it's a pleasure to have you on board. All that I ask you to do is encourage your friends and your relatives to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Yeah, keep this channel growing. The aim is to get to 1,000 subscribers. Yeah. And every time you subscribe, like a new person has just done, you get shouted out with love, joy, and respect. Yeah. So shout out to yourself. Yeah. Massive shout out. Thanks for the subscription, and it will be in my thoughts. Yeah. So let's get into it. Yeah. Saturday's games, 7 Premier League fixtures, starting up at the Etihad. What an afternoon it was. What a way to kick it off at lunchtime. I mean, Man City, you could see at the early stage of the game, Man City had early possession in that first half, but Liverpool looked extremely dangerous in the counter attack, and they did counter Man City. Diogo Jota played on side. Kanji did well to catch him up, but Jota, to his credit, held the ball up very well with his back to goal and back to the defender. Laid it off to Mo Salah and held off Akanji as best he could. Mo Salah, first time, hit on the side foot at the back stick, 1-0. What a finish by Mo Salah. 20 odd goals this season. Well, for the season, should I say, in all competitions. However, Man City showed great resilience, great character, and carved Liverpool open. And when I say they carved Liverpool open, they carved Liverpool open like a can of beans. The defending was too diabolical. There was a space. If you see the amount of space between Alexander Arnold and was it Van Dijk? No, Alexander Arnold and Ibrahim Konate, ridiculous. And the goal, the equaliser itself, was good build-up play on the counter-attack by Man City. Grealish, who was my man of the match overall, first time left-footed pass on his weaker foot, and Alvarez with the easiest of tap-ins, and it was far too easy for me. I mean, you look at the build-up to the goal. You had Robertson out of position. His area was exploited. Van Dijk, instead of showing Mahrez down the line, he shows him inside. I just don't understand. You show with that quality inside, he can do dangerous things and what he done is he found an easy pass to his teammate, and it was just shambolic. The marking, the positioning, the organisation was poor from that first goal, and then the second goal. Well, in the second half, early in the second half, well, I think De Bruyne played an attempted pass. He was about to play an attempted pass to Alvarez, but he was offside. That being said, he played it wide and he raced and he ran down. He ran into the midfield area, into the final third, or should I say, from the midfield area into the final third, and tapped in to make it 2-1. And then, well, Man City was on the ascendancy. Liverpool, they just couldn't get going after that, and it wasn't long until Man City got the next goal of the game, and the next goal of the game would have been vital. You get it, it gives them an opportunity. Man City gets it, it's all but over, and the citizens get the noses in front with a 2-clear goal lead. Shot coming in, a block shot coming in. I think it was blocked by Henderson or Van Dijk, and Gundogan available to make it 3-1 when he side foots it into the back of the net, which is another easy goal. And to cap it all off, Jack Grealish gets onto the score sheet with a fine finish. I mean, it was as easy as it was, but I think he deserved the goal, and he was my player of the match. Liverpool they defended like absolutely, they defended like a pub team, complete pub team defending. And for me, Man City were worthy of the win. So it finished Manchester City 4, Liverpool 1. Next game from the Emirates, where I was at, Arsenal v Leeds United. The first half an hour, I think Leeds United were the better team because they were the better team, and it was obvious that they started off very sharply. They had 3 attempts on target, and Aaron Ramsdale in the first 8 seconds, he was up to his usual. Well, it was up to the task. He was the only Arsenal player who was awake, and that is alarming from our point of view. The first half hour, Arsenal were very sloppy, sluggish, flat, and a bit disorganised, very disorganised at the back at times. But that being said, Leeds United were, they were outstanding in that first half hour, if the truth be told. On another day, they could have been 1-2 up, but wasteful finishing by Somerville and another Leeds United player. Then again, after the half an hour mark, Arsenal found gear. Gabriel Jesus on the left, ghosting past one player, ghosting past Luke Ayling, who decided to flick a left boot out onto his knee. Clear penalty for me. What was Luke Ayling doing? As Alan Shearer said, it was a stupid challenge, and Alan Shearer was completely right. It was a stupid challenge. That being said, Martin Odegaard had the ball in his arm. You would have thought he would have taken it, but the gesture and the kind-hearted gesture from his heart to say, Jesus, you need a goal. It's been long since our number 9. You are our main number 9. It's been long since our main number 9 had a goal. Have it. Jesus, the responsibility, sent the goalkeeper the wrong way. Ball ends up in the middle of the net. Low and crisp. It was a low and easy tap-in. 1-0. 1-0. We went 1-0 up at half time, and then in the second half, Arsenal stepped up again, and Martinelli, he was outstanding. especially in that second half. Caused Luke Ayling all sorts of problems. He does a drag back with his left foot. Just about got a ricochet of Luke Young, but he still had the ball in his path. Produces a in-swinging cross with his right foot, and before you know it, Benjamin White at the back stick of all people in there for the tap in 2-0. Wow, Arsenal were definitely in complete control. Even after that goal, you could sense Arsenal were playing with a flow of confidence. They could smell blood and fear from the Leeds defence. And 2-0 became 3-0. Good bit of play by Partey. A good pass to Trossard. First time control was spot on. He couldn't get the shot away instantly. So what he done, he's held it ball up well, took it on the outside, done a little shimmy, cut back the cross, and Jesus was there in the inside 18 to tap in the third. Game, set, and match for me. That being said, Leeds United, all they could do is salvage some pride, and they did, where they went on the attack. Rob Holding was guilty of backing off. Cross comes in. Granit Xhaka does not do enough to get a clearance. He dangles a left leg, and the ball went as far as Christensen, who's hit the ball first time. He's taken the first time shot. Zinchenko deflected off him, even though he could have not. If he could have helped it, he does not turn his back to it. But that being said, it was a deflection that went past Ramsdale, and well, Aaron Ramsdale was not happy at all. He was far from happy. 3-1 Leeds, and you could see Leeds had a bee in their bonnet, and you could see their tails were up. But as soon as Arsenal went on the attack again, Martin Odegaard plays a delightful ball to Granit Xhaka, who heads home at the far post. 4-1, and the game is completely done this time around. So Leeds were just waiting the final whistle, and you could see that I think you could see the fourth goal, the killer goal, taking it out of Leeds United. That being said, it was a deserved victory and a well-deserved 3 points. And the performance in the second half was completely vintage Arsenal, as I said on my fan camp. It finished Arsenal 4, Leeds United 1. So Arsenal restore an 8-point gap on the champions Manchester City. Next game at the Withdean Stadium, Bournemouth v Fulham. Game of goalmouth action. Carved opportunities for both teams. Fulham got their noses in front. Can't even remember the goal scorer. Struggling there. Yeah, but Fulham got their noses in front. Maybe against the end of play. Fulham fans, you can come into my chat and have a say on the game. If you were at the game, any Fulham fans, Bournemouth fans, you can come in and have a chat about the game as well. You're more than welcome. But however, that being said, I felt it was a game that was hugely important equally important for Bournemouth as it was for Fulham. Fulham got their noses in front of a neat finish. I think it was I don't think it was Bobby Dekakova-Reid, but it was someone else. That being said, in the second half, Bournemouth had to show a lot of spirited character to get an equaliser, and they did. Tavernier with the equaliser, well taken goal, and then Dominic Solanke, he pops up to get the winning goal, and was proven to be the winning goal. So it finished Bournemouth 2, Fulham 1. Next game, Brighton Hove Albion v Brentford from the Amex Stadium, and what a game it was. I mean, Brentford, being the away team, they played with a freedom, no fear, just free flowing football. Brighton as well, complete free flowing football. It was set to be a good game, and it did not disappoint. Throwing comes in from the left, not dealt with, and Brentford, I think a Brentford player on the left produces a outstanding in swinging cross from the left on his right foot, and Pontus Jensen, or I think it was Pontus Jensen, the centre half, produces a bullet header past the goalkeeper. Still no chance. 1-0 Brentford. But to Brighton's credit, they kept persevering. They kept knocking on the door and asking some serious questions. And Matuma was put through and lobbed over David Raya. And what a good lob it was. And a good goal from Kira Matuma. Brighton fans, would you like to talk about one of your best players of the season, Kira Matuma, and the game itself? Brentford fans, how do you feel having participated in a game like this? But soon afterwards, Brentford proved that if you keep your head down, you don't get nowhere. They proved that they were so up for the game. Their tails were still up. They kept going, and Ivan Toney got one of he got a nice, neat finishes that you'll never see this season. It was a response, a reaction that the away supporters wanted to see, and they got that response. So Brentford were 2-1 up. That being said, Brighton equalised again within the second half. I think it was midway in the second half, or around the beginning of the second half. In-swing cross comes in from Solly March, I believe, and Danny Welbeck with a towering header at the back stick, 2-2. But Brentford went ahead with another set piece. If you look at the goal, Mbeumo puts in a wicked, dangerous free kick, and it was met by, I think there was a midfielder who got on the end of it. No, a defender, Ethan Pennock. That's it. He got on the end of it to make it 3-2. And Brentford were ahead for the third time in that game. But that was in the second half. I think that was in the first half, sorry. They were 3-2 up, and then, a mad, Brighton were definitely pushing for an equaliser, and they did play their part in the game. They had their fair share of chances, and before you know it, in the second half, Aaron Hickey, what was he thinking? He attempts to block the shot, which he did, but he used his right arm, and the referee was right to go and have a look at the VAR monitor, and you can clearly see it was a penalty. And it was a penalty well taken by World Cup winner McAllister into the roof of the net. And it finished all squared. Brighton Hove Albion 3, Brentford 3. Next game, Crystal Palace v Leicester City, the return of Roy Hodgson. They call it the new manager. What did they call it? The new manager bounce. Well, if you're looking at that game, Palace were very bright, and they started off brightly on the front foot, carving up a couple of opportunities to no avail. Leicester looked extremely dangerous on the counter-attack and posed a threat. And I think they came close to opening the scoring, but to no avail. That being said, in the second half, Leicester got their noses in front. I think it was a good goal scored by a Leicester player, but I can't think of who it was. But it was a good goal. I don't know if it was Dewsbury Hall or someone else, but it was Leicester that took the lead. That being said, Palace had to show a lot of resilience and character to get their noses in front. And to be fair, Palace did not feel sorry for themselves. They knew they had to get back into the game, and they did with a splendid equaliser by Ibericha Esse, well, splendid free kick, comes off the bar and hits the goalkeeper like Martinez moment v Arsenal at home at Villa Park. That's exactly what happened to Ward, I believe. That's unlucky for the goalkeeper. Otherwise, on another day, he might have had Lady Luck on his side and the ball does not hit him. That being said, 1-1 and Palace's tails are up. And Roy Hodgson, what a good call to make a substitution. Brings on Mateta, takes off Edouard. It proves dividends because Mateta gets the winning goal for a nice being put through nicely by a Palace player, and he finished well at the near post. The beating the goalkeeper all ends up. So it finished Crystal Palace 2, Leicester City 1. Next game from the City ground, Nottingham Forest v Wolves. Now this was a relegation 6 points, definitely. Judging by this fixture, I think Wolves looked like they were on the back foot. But that being said, Nottingham Forest were on the front foot here. They had to come out, and you could tell by the noise the home crowd was making that they were pleased with their battling approach and their performance. And Nottingham Forest, I think they took the lead. I can't remember who it was. Oh, Brennan Johnson with the goal in the second half, I believe. And it was a good little finish by him. And he's been one of their best players this season. But Wolves did not capitulate one bit. They had to keep persevering as best they can. And to their credit, they got the equaliser. I can't remember the goal scorer, but they got that equaliser, and it set up to be a game where the next team scores wins, but no team scored the third goal, which would have been the winning goal. So it finished Nottingham Forest 1, Aston Villa 1. Chelsea v Aston Villa from Stamford Bridge. You'd think Chelsea are the favourites despite their position in the league. If you look at the talent they've got within their squad, you expect exciting times for them come the next season and the next couple of seasons. But that being said, it's about the present, and Graham Potter, it proved to be his last game because he was sacked on Sunday evening. That being said, it was Aston Villa got their noses in front, but before they did, I think Martinez had to pull off one or two splendid saves, especially to deny Modric with a fine, splendid save. That being said, Aston Villa showed their intent, their attacking intent, which Emery likes, an attacking game of football. And they got their noses in front through Ollie Watkins with the lob over Arrizabalaga, which made it 1-0 to Aston Villa. And in the second half, Aston Villa showed a lot of character. Chelsea had to take a few risks, open up a little bit, and look for the equaliser. Sadly, it wasn't to be because Aston Villa went 2-0 up. John McGinn with a fine strike. Nothing the goalkeeper could do about it. And the away supporters at the other, I think at the Matthew Harding end or opposite the Matthew Harding end, they went into delirious. They went into oblivion through McGinn's fine strike with that cultured left foot of his. Has got him a number of good goals. And it was a well-deserved lead they deserved. And at the full-time whistle, Chelsea can't have any complaints about their performance. It was just simply not good enough. And Aston Villa deserved the away victory. So it finished Aston Villa 2. Sorry, Chelsea nil, Aston Villa 2. Right, on to Sunday's game. West Ham United v Southampton. This is a relegation 6-pointer. For the first half hour or so, 20-odd minutes or so, thought Southampton looked more of a threat offensively than they did West Ham did. And that being said, Southampton looked like they were going to really cause West Ham all ends of problems at the beginning of the game. First 20 odd minutes or 25 odd minutes, Fabianski falls into a fine save earlier on, and West Ham get a free kick. Delicious, wicked delivery, headed in by Agard, the Moroccan centre half, and the goal was checked. He was onside when the ball gets whipped in, and the goal got awarded. So 1-0 to West Ham. Southampton, I would have thought they would have done enough to push for an equaliser. But that being said, West Ham held on just to get the reward and to put to give David Moyes some time, to buy David Moyes some time at the club. So it finished West Ham United 1, Southampton 0. Newcastle United v Manchester United at St James's Park, and you could tell Newcastle were really up for the game. They really responded to the crowd getting behind them. Manchester United looked like they offered very little, but they always look dangerous on their counter attack, especially possession. They look very good in possession as well. But that being said, Newcastle in the second half, especially, they were worthy of taking the lead through Joe Willock. A header across from St. Maximin as the cross comes in from Trippier, I believe. He heads it across, and Joe Willock has the easiest of headers from 2 yards out. 1-0 to Newcastle United. And it was a lead that it was deserved. And before you know it, Newcastle got the second goal of the game, which was the killer. I can't remember the goal scorer here. Newcastle United fans, if you're watching, help me out here. Newcastle getting the next goal for me, and it was a well-deserved goal. It was one of those easiest finishes, one of those finishes that were expected to see the net bulge into the back of the net, into the back of the goal. And you have to say Newcastle were worthy of it. That being said, Manchester United, they always look threatening on the attack, but I think for Rashford and Man United and co, it was an off day. So it finished Newcastle United 2, Manchester United 0. Monday night's game, Everton v Tottenham Hotspur. I mean, Everton, you can tell during that first half, they were so up for it. And they felt that crowd was so up for it. And to their credit, on the ball especially, they really knocked it about well, played the ball into spaces, and giving Tottenham some problems. But that being said, there was no goal, not much goal mouth as I can remember. But in the second half, early in the second half, Decore let his whole club down, the management, his teammates, and the fans down by getting involved in a fracas with Harry Kane, where he's pushed him by the face, and you cannot do that. You cannot expect the referee not to give you a straight red, and it was a straight red. But that being said, Everton kept going, and they really held their own, even with 10 men. But that being said, about 8 minutes later, they can see the penalty. Michael Keane looked like he was over eager to win the challenge, and he brought, I think, Romero down, and Harry Kane steps up as he does without even looking at the goalkeeper or the supporters against him. Side-footed it right into the corner. Even if Pickford went the right way, he would not have saved it. 1-0 to Tottenham, and it all happened after that. I mean, Everton created opportunities, even with 10 men, and they know that they had to go for it, at least get a point, and to be out of the relegation zone. And to their credit, they kept persevering. They kept the pressure on Tottenham as best they can, but always risking being caught out on the counter attack by Tottenham. And Tottenham are seriously dangerous on the counter attack. but Son didn't have the best of games, I suppose, and a number of Tottenham players weren't at their best. Lucas Moura came on in that second half and zero impact. One bad challenge on Michael Keane, and he had to go straight red easily. And then the moment of the night for me came from Michael Keane, where he drove out with the ball. He travelled with the ball from the defence, and the only thing on his mind was to hit it, and hit it he does. And what a strike, and what a goal. Deserving of winning any football match, but that was the equaliser. And even with 5 minutes left of stoppage time, because it was 6 minutes of stoppage time, there was about 5 minutes, 4 minutes left of stoppage time. You could sense that Everton were going for the winner. They were the only team that looked like they wanted to go for the win, and Tottenham looked like they wanted to take the point and go away. And in the end, no one got the winner. So it finished Everton 1, Tottenham Hotspur 1. So over half an hour of my live stream done. And I'm going to say what a pleasure it is to do another Premier League review. I do apologise for a no-show for the last two Premier League roundups. Totally unacceptable, and I do apologise for that firsthand. But it's glad to be back, baby. So, ladies and gentlemen, to the boys, to the girls, allow me to say thank you for watching, thank you for listening, thank you for tuning in, thank you for watching, saving the best of last as I always do. Thank you so much for putting up with me, as you always do. So just remember, all you have to do is look after your friends, look after your families, look after yourselves, and most importantly, just just like, comment, share, and subscribe. Do all of that for me, please. More peace, more love, and more blessings again, as always. And it's from the heart, DLG repping. We're gonna chat again, yeah. And one more thing, remember, please always be nice. And I do mean always be nice. Good night from here. Cheers.